alone or heading somewhere the other members didn't. Lisbon woke up to a quiet mystery today, one that didn't involve flashing lights or official statements, but instead unfolded through a single piece of footage that spread faster than anyone expected. The clip was short, almost casual, yet powerful enough to ignite global curiosity. Taehyung of BTS stepping out of a hotel in Lisbon City, captured by a camera at just the right moment. No entourage in sight, no other BTS members beside him. Just Taehyung alone, moving with calm confidence into the streets of a city that already knew BTS had arrived together. And that is precisely where the questions began. Because this was not a coincidence. All BTS members are currently known to be in Lisbon. Their arrival had already made waves across social media, with fans tracking airport sightings, hotel rumors, and subtle clues scattered across timelines. The assumption was simple: they would move together or at least be seen together. BTS has always been a group that values unity, even during individual schedules. So when Taehyung was suddenly seen leaving the hotel by himself, the internet did what it does best. It stopped, replayed, analyzed, and speculated. The footage doesn't show chaos, it doesn't show panic. It shows Taehyung calm, composed, dressed effortlessly, stepping outside as if he knows exactly where he's going, and that calmness only deepened the mystery. Fans weren't alarmed, they were intrigued. Why alone? Why now? And why Lisbon? The video begins innocently. Taehyung exits through the hotel entrance, sunlight catching his profile in a way that feels almost cinematic. He doesn't rush, he doesn't hide, he doesn't scan the area nervously. His expression is neutral, thoughtful, almost serene. For someone supposedly stepping away from the group, there is no sense of secrecy, only purpose. That purpose, however, remains unknown. Within minutes of the clip surfacing, fan communities lit up with theories. Some suggested it was a private schedule, something personal that didn't require the presence of the other members. Others speculated about a fashion-related commitment, pointing out Taehyung's long-standing connections with global luxury brands and creative directors based in Europe. Lisbon, after all, has been quietly gaining attention as a creative hub, attracting artists, designers, and filmmakers from around the world. But perhaps the most compelling reactions weren't the theories themselves, but the tone behind them. There was no panic, no fear of separation. Instead, there was trust. A deep, almost instinctive understanding among fans that BTS doesn't fracture easily and Taehyung doesn't act without reason. What made this moment especially powerful is the contrast. Just days earlier, BTS had been seen together, moving as a unit, radiating the familiar energy that fans have grown up with. Their presence in Lisbon felt collective, intentional. So Taehyung's solo appearance didn't feel like a break. It felt like a pause, a moment carved out of a larger story. And Taehyung has always been someone who exists comfortably in those pauses. Throughout his career, he has shown a unique relationship with solitude. Whether through photography, music, or quiet moments shared only through subtle glimpses, Taehyung has never hidden his appreciation for personal space and reflection. Seeing him alone in Lisbon didn't feel alarming to many fans, it felt consistent. Still, consistency doesn't erase curiosity. Lisbon itself adds another layer. This is not a random city. Its narrow streets, historic architecture, and slow rhythm stand in sharp contrast to the chaos of global celebrity life. Artists come here to breathe, to think, to create, and Taehyung, known for his deep emotional sensitivity and artistic curiosity, feels almost perfectly placed in such an environment. The footage shows him walking away from the hotel, not toward a waiting vehicle immediately, but into the city's open air. That detail alone sparked discussion. Was he heading to a meeting, a shoot, a private visit to a gallery or cafe, or was this simply a rare moment of personal freedom, one afternoon carved out to experience a city on his own terms? Fans zoomed in on every frame. His outfit became a talking point, not flashy, not overly styled, but intentional, comfortable yet refined, the kind of look that suggests movement, not performance, observation, not exhibition. Meanwhile, the absence of the other members only amplified the moment. Where were they? Still resting, attending separate schedules, preparing for something bigger yet to be revealed? The silence surrounding their whereabouts only fed the narrative that something intentional was unfolding behind the scenes. Importantly, no official statements followed, no clarifications, no corrections, and that silence felt deliberate. BTS has always understood the power of anticipation. They know when to speak and when to let moments breathe. Taehyung's solo appearance became one of those moments, left open-ended, allowing fans to project meaning, emotion, and speculation onto it. What's striking is how respectful the reactions were. Instead of invasive questions, many fans expressed admiration. They spoke about trusting Taehyung's choices, about respecting his space, about appreciating the beauty of seeing him simply exist outside the usual group dynamic. It was less about separation and more about individuality within unity. And that distinction matters. Taehyung has long represented a particular kind of duality within BTS. He is deeply connected to the group, fiercely loyal, emotionally invested. At the same time, he possesses a strong internal world, one that doesn't always need an audience. Seeing him step out alone in Lisbon felt like watching that duality come to life in real time. As the video continued to circulate, international media picked it up not as breaking news but as a cultural moment. Headlines questioned, speculated, teased possibilities, but beneath all of that was a quiet acknowledgement: this wasn't scandal, this was intrigue. And intrigue, when handled with grace, becomes art. The timing also raised eyebrows. Why now? Why during a period when BTS's movements are under such intense global attention? Perhaps that's exactly why the moment resonated. In an era where every step is tracked, choosing to move quietly independently feels almost rebellious. Some fans pointed out something else entirely: Taehyung didn't look lonely. That observation changed the tone of the conversation. He looked centered, grounded, at ease. The kind of ease that comes from knowing you're exactly where you need to be, even if no one else is standing beside you at that moment. And maybe that's the real story here. Not where the other members were. Not where Taehyung was going. But what it means to see a global icon walk alone through a city, unbothered by speculation, anchored by self-assurance. As night fell in Lisbon, the questions remained unanswered. And yet, instead of frustration, there was appreciation. Appreciation for the mystery, for the trust, for the understanding that not every moment needs an explanation to be meaningful. Taehyung's solo walk didn't create distance, it created depth. Because when all members are in the same city and one chooses to step out alone, it doesn't signal separation. It signals balance. It reminds the world that BTS is not just a group of 7 moving in perfect synchronization, but 7 individuals who trust each other enough to walk their own paths, sometimes together, sometimes alone, always connected. And in Lisbon, on a quiet day that suddenly became unforgettable, Taehyung reminded everyone of exactly that.